So here we are on a Saturday morning, bright and sunny and beautiful. Crispy, yes we are. It's my little man behind me. We are minus 16 degrees, so probably one of the colder days that we've seen this winter so far. By far yet, not a terrible winter as far as Ottawa winters go. We've had much worse. As I've stated in the past, for this family, our mental health strategy has been to get out of the city and get into the wild places. So we head outside the city, we go to a piece of crown land that my friend Chris and I built a shelter on, and that myself and the family have continued to build on and turn into something that we can spend some time at. So according to the law here in Ontario, you can camp up to 21 days per year on crown land. So what we are doing today is a boys' day. It's just a guy's day. It's the two men heading out there, spend some quality man time together. Dad and son time at the new base camp, as we call it, the Shelter 2. I'm going to be showing you guys some more footage once we get out there. You will have already seen. Now that you're seeing this, it would have been last week, but for us time, it's yesterday. You will have seen how I put my pack together normally for day trips like this. This is just a day trip. We're not going for an overnighter. I think that'll be a while before we do that. But one of the things that we're taking a look at is differences, different changes. So when I normally have Hazel with me, she packs the food bag and actually packs the food bag on her back. For a good portion when we're heading through the brush, apart from when we put it in the sled. So today was a little bit different. Hazel helped me set that up, but I put that stuff together. I got an extra little treat, some Cliff Bars for a little man and myself. We just finished one. I think he's still eating his chocolate brownie fudge one. It's delicious stuff. But yeah, so this is the start of our day as we're heading out of the city, as we're heading out of Ottawa. Beautiful day, clear sky, so it'll be crisp. So we will need to make use of some face coverings as we're scooting across the lake, and we'll see what it's like when we get out there. There's always running the risk with the snowfall that we had this week, that when I get out there, that the road nobody else has driven down, which kind of blocks us out being in a van. I wish I still had a 4x4. Yes, I do, and eventually down the road we will have another 4x4. But for now, this is what we got. We did get stuck in the snow last time, and actually it was only an hour, but it felt like 2 hours. We did get stuck. We parked in a bad spot, and I backed up poorly, and we ended up being stuck, almost going down into a brush ditch. Thankful for the kindness of a fellow camper in the community who was out there in his hot tent, trying out his new tent with a wood stove in it. His name was Mike. That's right. So Mike gave us a help for like an hour and pushed us back up to the top of the parking so that we could make our escape from the lake, as it were. But very grateful for that. Very grateful to have that kind of community. So guys, if you ever see anybody struggling like that, and I know you will, reach out and help. I know these times with COVID and everything, there's always this sense of fear of approaching anybody, but be a human. Reach out to a human in need. All right, so that's it for now. I'll be filming more once we get out to the shelter, out at the lake. And so we'll see you later. So lesson learned today. We went out to the shelter and I made a cardinal mistake. we're leaving early without having had lunch because I couldn't get the fire started. And the fire didn't start for one reason. I didn't bring all the right stuff in my tinder bag. I was missing all the right fire starter elements that work for me. Cotton batting, cotton balls, dryer lint, all of those. I didn't bring any of them and just spent the last almost 2 hours trying to get a fire started, and it didn't work. Paper wouldn't ignite, ferrocium rod. I should have brought a lighter with me. I know better. Dave Canterbury talks about always having a cigarette lighter just in case. I should have. I thought about it, especially after watching his video about it. My mistake. So in the classic line, fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And sadly for my little guy and I, we didn't have the hot chicken soup lunch we were going to have, and the two of us are freezing. Hands and cold, hands and toes. It's minus 16, minus 17 degrees. Very light breeze, thankfully, but crossing the lake is cold. So his face is all covered up, and he's walking behind me partway while I drag the sled. Beautiful day out here. The sun is shining and everything, and it's just such a shame to have failed on something so simple but so important. We couldn't work on the fort at all. We couldn't get any of the bushcraft stuff I wanted to do done because I spent the entire time getting frustrated with the fire. So I got snacks for him when we get back to the van because he was awesome. He was absolutely awesome. He did the very best he could. Walked around, moved his toes. I got an extra pair of wool socks on him because we forgot to do that before we left. So good thing I had those in the bag. So that was a smart move. But this lake, I tell you, this lake is incredible. This is an incredible space. It's just so beautiful. It's just incredible. And it's so quiet and peaceful. I was even able to let out a pretty big primal yell when I got fed up with the fire. Lots of deer tracks around here. Those are all deer tracks going all through here. Little man is in the sled just like we agreed. He said walk to the big single tree, that one there, and then he'll hop in and I'll pull him as much of the rest of the way as I can. Good job today, Kay. I appreciate it, buddy. I love you. There he is in the sled. And here I am, pulling the rest of the way. It's a long walk, especially with a 60-pound kid and about 30 pounds in packs, plus my 225. I opted not to use the snowshoes today, just because the snow wasn't deep enough, and I just found them a bit of a hassle last time. I'll get used to them. I'll get used to the harness. They're an old military pair, aluminum, canvas strapping for the harness. I'll get them figured out. So here we are, just walking across the ice. All right, we are here back at the van. It's quite the hike. Here's all our stuff. Food bag, my pack with everything else, tarp with blankets in it, and the big axe, the splitting axe. You can tell quite a few people have been here. Down there, it drops down to sort of like a boat launch over there. That's where we got stuck, was down there last time. I should have just stayed up top. It is what it is. We learned, made a new friend. He was camped out up here. He had his tent right there. A lot of people do that around here. What I love is this sign up here. Respect this place, take your garbage home. Hells yeah. That's how it's done. So you can see our little sled track. Followed it back. Kiddo hopped out just out there so that it was easier for me to pull up the hill. It's quite a trudge. You can see this beautiful little lake. You can see our track all the way out there. So we go down all the way over there past a little point and actually further around to the left. It's probably about 750 meters, maybe less than a kilometer. Feels longer when you're walking. But again, this is such a beautiful place. In the summer, it's beautiful, but in the winter, wow, just incredible. Some folks must have driven out here yesterday. You can see their tracks to go ice fishing out there. But beautiful, beautiful place, I tell you. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's the whole point of it, right? What's the lesson? When you fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. I know what I should bring in my Tinder kit. Wow. I know what I should bring in it, and I didn't. That was my mistake, my mess up. So I ended up preparing to fail. And that's what it is. Explained that to the little guy that, you know, that's what happens. I got a little frustrated when I was out there, but, you know, nothing major. I'm only human, right? So we've got to teach the kids those lessons and make sure that they understand. Prepare better. Next time I'll have everything I need. And I'll actually bring a little cigarette lighter with me just to be on the safe side. Just to be safe, right? Just to make sure that that's a part of my kit from now on. And I actually saw Dave Canterbury's video about that just this week. Alrighty, I'm probably going to post a few more things from home, a few little things from around the house, some crafts that I'm working on. I made myself a spoon, carved myself a spoon for the first time, and then little man challenged me to make a fork, so I carved myself a fork. So I'll show you some of the pictures from that, and you guys will be getting this next Friday. All right, take care. Beautiful blue sky.